Do you like vintage Italian sports cars? Do you not know how to fix them? Do you live 14 hours from the nearest dealership that can fix them? Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, we have a lot in common. Welcome to the Great North Garage. Hi everyone, my name's Corey, and this is my 1982 Ferrari 308 GTSI. I've owned this car for 5 years now. In that time, I put 8,000 miles on it. It had 82,000 miles when I bought it. It now has 90,000 miles on it, and it needs some work. In the 5 years I've owned it, I have put a little bit of work into it. I fixed a few things, but it's at the point now where it really needs some work, and I'm going to attempt to fix it with the help of Ferrari forums and YouTube and maybe the comment section. And if you're asking yourself what kind of person buys a car that they cannot fix and also lives 14 hours from the nearest dealership that can fix it, well, the answer is me. But let me tell you a little bit about why I bought this car. So from a very early age, I've been fascinated with cars. I think it was the beginning of the movie The Cannonball Run that got me hooked originally. That V12 Lamborghini screaming at 8,000 RPM was enough to just fire something up in me that just got me hooked on cars, and I've been fascinated by them ever since. But most of my life I've been into the outdoors. I was an avid kayaker, sailor, backpacker, things like that. So I never really got to spend a lot of time around cars growing up at an early age. I was spending most of my time in the outdoors and on the water and things like that. 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with heart failure. And the very bad news was that it didn't look good for me. The prognosis was not very optimistic. They kind of sent me home and said, sorry about your luck. But also, the bad part of that was I was winded very easily and couldn't do much. So I had to sell my sailboat, and I had to kind of find something else to refocus on that would kind of keep my attention for who knows how long I was going to be here. So in comes a car. It was something I thought I could manage and kind of spend a little bit of time working on and washing and things like that and maintaining. So then I decided to buy my dream car. A 1965 Pontiac GTO. That's right, a Pontiac. That was my dream car. I didn't think my sights were that high, but apparently they are, because the price of those were far more than I thought they'd be, and they were far more than I was willing to spend on a car at that time, especially a Pontiac. So late one night I started to look at other cars, and I ended up looking at Ferraris, because that's what you do when you're looking for cars online. And I came across a Ferrari 308 that was high mileage and somewhere near my price range and less than most of the GTOs I saw for sale. So after a couple of months of negotiating price a little bit, thinking about it on and off, with this extreme support of my wife, who reminded me that if I bought it, most likely in a couple of years it was going to be her problem, because I probably wasn't going to be around. So with that selfish idea in mind, I bought the car. So let me tell you a few reasons why this particular Ferrari was less than a Pontiac. There's a few things that make this on the lower end of the desirable Ferrari 308s. The first one being is that it is a steel body and not a fiberglass ones. The earlier years were fiberglass. They are the most valuable. The earlier ones are also carbureted. This one is fuel injected. And the later ones are 4-valve engines, and this is a 2-valve engine. And also the more desirable ones are also the hard tops, the GTBs, where this is the target top, so that the top comes off. It's more fun, I'd say. It doesn't look quite as nice as the hard tops, and it is less valuable than the hard tops. And the other reason being that a 90,000 mile Ferrari is a very high mileage Ferrari 308. There are some that are over 100,000 miles. They're very robust engines and gearboxes, but most people just don't drive them that much. And if you look at the market online, most of them are between 30 and 50,000 miles. At least that's what they read on the odometer. I don't know how accurate those odometers are. I certainly trust this one, because this one is double of most of them, or triple of a lot of them as well. So 5 years have flown by, and my ticker's stable somehow, and this thing needs some work, as I said. So I hope you'll join me. I'm going to get into this thing way over my head and way out of my comfort range, and we're going to see if I can fix this thing. So I hope you'll join me. Thanks for watching.